What is up guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be making a squad about the biggest transfer news that didn't actually happen. Now I know for the fact that there's still like 20 more days left in the transfer market, but I am sure that these transfers won't happen, or at least if I think it could happen further on, then I will specifically mention it later on. But first, we're going to start off with the striker that all the Arsenal fans were excited about. It was Jamie Vardy, and he played very well for Leicester City last season, helping them, greatly influencing them to win the league for Leicester City's wonderful season. And then he was actually connected with Arsenal, and everyone thought that Vardy was doing a medical, and when the news say that a player is doing medical, then it basically means that they're like 90% signed. But Vardy decided to keep, he just decided to stay at Leicester City, which I respect, because I know for the fact that he may just like that club, bringing him to the best. But Arsenal fans would be very, very highly disappointed that this transfer didn't happen, because it would have been an amazing transfer for Arsenal if they could actually have signed him. And then we're going to move on to the next striker, and this one is already signed for Juventus. It is Gonzalo Higuain, and then guess what? Once again, this guy was highly connected with Arsenal. And also, I think he would really go to Arsenal because, I definitely knew that Higuain would go somewhere. I didn't think it would be Juventus because it was the same league. I think if it happened once again, he is an overpriced player. But if Arsenal signed him, then they would have just made the squad much, much more better. So another great disappointment for Arsenal fans there. And then we're going to move on to the left midfielder. Now this player can also play in the attacking midfielder, but I decided to put him at the left midfielder anyway. We have got Dimitri Payet, and this was connected with Real Madrid, and then a lot of people thought that this transfer could happen, that Zidane wants Payet. Yes, he's a little bit getting old, but for his sake, I really wanted him to stay at West Ham United, and he did, which I think is a very nice choice for him, because really, to be honest, Real Madrid, he wouldn't really fit in the squad. Their players are way too, they're closer to world class, I guess. And then we're going to move on to the right midfielder, and guess what this club also involves? It also involves Arsenal, and I'm sorry if you're an Arsenal fan and these transfers didn't happen, but now we have got Riyad Mahrez. Now this transfer has happened. Now, to be absolutely honest, this transfer could still happen, and this is one of the few players that I think could definitely still happen. There's a small chance, but it could still happen. Mahrez was once connected with Arsenal, and now it's kind of died down a bit. I'm not sure if he's going to go or not. But we're going to move on to the central midfielders, and the first one is Toni Kroos from Real Madrid. And when I first heard about this transfer, I was like, there's no way that Kroos would go. But then, obviously the influence of Pep Guardiola would be great. So I was like, just maybe this Toni Kroos transfer could happen, but obviously it didn't. Obviously there could be some disappointments with some Man City fans, but they still got Gundogan, which I think is a very, very classy player as well. So I think he's a very good signing, Gundogan. And then we're going to move on to the next midfielder, and it was one of the hottest player in the market, and it was N'Golo Kante, who was one of the main influence of Leicester City's amazing season once again with Arsenal last season. I mean, not Arsenal, I'm talking about Vardy last season. Now Kante, a lot of people didn't expect him to go Chelsea. A lot of people was expecting him to go to some place the strongest link was Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal, and then Real Madrid was also connected with Kante, but he finally went to Chelsea, and a lot of people didn't really expect that coming out of nowhere. And then we're going to move on to the left back. Now this one I got two players who can fit in the left back position, and the one can be Azpilicueta, who was connected with Manchester United because obviously the influence of Jose Mourinho, but I didn't really think that Azpilicueta transfer would happen. But Ricardo Rodriguez, a lot of people thought that this transfer might happen. Ricardo Rodriguez to Arsenal. This transfer news is once again about a month ago. A lot of people thought this would happen because Arsenal do need a better left back. Monreal isn't, I guess, a bad player, but still Ricardo Rodriguez is way more better. I guess his crossing is just pinpoint. But we're going to move on to the right back, and this one involves Arsenal, but in a good way, because Hector Bellerin hasn't gone anywhere, and I think it's a big one because I really hope that Bellerin not to leave Arsenal, because I think think he should stay at Arsenal, and then when he gets better, then that's when he can move. I don't think like he should move yet. But Bellerin, he was once connected with Barcelona, because obviously Barcelona, Dani Alves leaving, needed a new right back. Bellerin was highly connected, and then a lot of people thought that he might go, but he didn't go at the end, which I guess is good for Arsenal fans. And then we're going to move on to the centre backs, and the first one is involving Chelsea and also Arsenal. It is Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, this one I thought was really going to happen. Like, it was all over the place. It was all over the internet just about a month ago and until like a few weeks ago. Koulibaly to Chelsea or Arsenal. I really thought that Chelsea would be more higher choice because, well, first of all, Chelsea do need a new centre back because their defense was very unstable, unreliable last season. I thought Koulibaly would be a good choice. Conte, coming from Serie A and Italy manager, I thought he would sign someone from the Serie A team, but actually he just decided no. I think Koulibaly is going to stay at Napoli. Napoli is keep like, how you say, they're trying to reject the offers, I guess, even though they would get a lot of money for him. But we're going to move on to the next player, and it is going to be Leonardo Bonucci, coming from Juventus, and he was connected with Manchester City, which unfortunately for Manchester City fans didn't happen. They signed John Stones just yesterday though, however, when I'm recording right now, it is yesterday. But I think Stones is a good, he's overpriced, but I guess they're looking for a future, signing some English players, I guess. Bonucci was once connected with Manchester City, but now he's just going to stay at Juventus, which I guess is not too bad as well. And then we're going to move on to the goalkeeper position. Now, this one may not make sense because this is Manuel Neuer. Everyone's going to be like, what the hell? Obviously, he's going to stay at Bayern, but I'm not gonna lie that he was once connected with Manchester City, and to be absolutely honest, I didn't think it would definitely happen, but since he was connected and then it was part of the news, I just decided to add him anyway. And in midway through the video, if you have any other players that I haven't mentioned that you think should have been in the video, then also make sure to leave a comment down below who you think should have been in it. But without further ado, we're gonna move on to the bench, which is the big deal. And then we're gonna start off with the big player that literally everyone thought that this player was going to leave, and not going to lie, he could definitely leave whenever he wants to, because I don't think he really got a space in Manchester City anymore. With Fernandinho performing absolutely amazing last season for Manchester City, Gundogan newly signed. Does Toure have enough spot? Yes, Toure is a good player, but does Guardiola want to play him? That would remain as a question. Next player I am going to be talking about is Juan Mata. Now, this one in the Community Shield, Mourinho actually subbed him out before the game actually ended, and he was a substitute, so there was a lot of controversy there. So I could definitely see Juan Mata moving on further on to the later days of the transfer market, because there's still like around 20 days left, so anything could happen with Juan Mata. But so far there's no certain news so far, because I thought Juan Mata would leave like straight away, but that wasn't really the case. And we're going to move on to the next player, who is going to be Aubameyang. And this one, Man City fans were very excited about, because they thought this transfer was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen as well, but at the end of the day, it didn't really happen. Aubameyang didn't move to Manchester City, and well, for Dortmund I guess it's good, because so many of their key players left, like Gundogan left, Hummels left, and they are very important. And Mkhitaryan, I can't forget him, very important part of the squad. And I'm glad Aubameyang didn't leave, because that was just ruined Dortmund really. And then we're going to move on to the next player, who is going to be Radja Nainggolan. And just in the Euros, a lot of people were talking about him going to Chelsea, and then at the end of the day, it didn't really happen. I honestly thought Chelsea was going to sign Nainggolan instead of Kante, but I guess Kante, in my opinion, I guess Kante is a better option for me, because Nainggolan, obviously Roma would want a lot of price for this guy as well, and it looks like he's going to stay at AS Roma this season as well. And then we're going to move on to the next player, who is going to be Laporte. And then this one was, once again, a lot of people and like a lot of, I guess, media was like talking about him making Manchester City squads of 2016 and 17 prediction, and that they were always Laporte. And then at the end of the day, he just renewed the contract with Bilbao. I mean, he got injured anyway, which is very unfortunate for him because he obviously didn't really get a chance in Euro as well, but it looks like he's going to stay at Bilbao and probably move further on in his career. And then we're going to move on to the next player. We got a lot of players today, don't we? We got Alvaro Morata. Now this one, I mean not everyone, I'm not going to say everyone, a lot of people thought that once Morata goes to Real Madrid, he was going to move to another EPL club strongly connected with Arsenal and Chelsea, but it looks like he's just going to stay at Real Madrid. And interesting for him because in my opinion Morata should move to one of the Premier clubs, because with the presence of Benzema, Morata is just not going to start. Benzema is, in my opinion, at the time being right now, Benzema is better than Morata. So I guess if Morata wants to really start like how he used to do in Juventus, he really got to try to search for a new club, I guess. And then we're going to move on to the final player of today's squad builder, and then it is going to be Carlos Bacca. Now this one played for Milan last season, and I guess he did pretty decent. I guess he didn't do too bad. Obviously Milan had a disappointing season, and then looks like it's really not going to improve for next few seasons as well. That's just in my opinion. But he was connected with West Ham United, which a lot of people thought would happen and would be an amazing signing if they managed to get Bacca, because obviously West Ham they signed Feghouli, they signed Andre Ayew, they signed Payet. If they signed Bacca, then that attack force would be very overpowered and would help a lot. But Bacca wasn't signed, and looks like they're going to stick with Andy Carroll. No, they're not going to stick with Andy Carroll. It's going to be someone like Diafra Sakho or something, or Enner Valencia. But anyways guys, this will be it for today's video, and if you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye.